everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another legend remade in FM22. Today we are taking on the King Cantona. He is a young French boy, 15 years of age, back in France. Let's see how his career will pan out a second time around. Will he make the switch from Leeds United to Manchester United? Will he play all of his football in France? Or will he ultimately, as most French players do in FM22, end up at PSG? Well, this is how we find out. We've re-put him back into the game, back at the club where he started his career, and we are going to simulate 5, 10, 15, and 20 years until we see how his career pans out a second time around. So, without any further ado, let's dive in and meet Mr. Eric. So then guys, here is young Eric Cantona back at 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, ready to start his career again. He's on just £50 a week. As I said, he is 15 years of age, and he currently is in their under-19 setup. Now actually, I think he's a pretty darn good player already, age 15. I know you guys have said that some of the players that we have done are a little bit OP at the start. His current ability is somewhere in and around the 100 to 110 mark, so he's not like elite tier, but he definitely has everything that could make him a phenomenal player. Obviously, he's got that driven personality as well, which is really nice. He has the traits of runs with the ball through the centre, winds up opponents, plays with his back to goal, comes deep to get the ball, and plays the ball with his feet. Obviously, he's got a strong and very strong left and right foot. And in terms of his physicals, he's relatively well balanced, to be honest, and his mentals are really nice. That 20 flair is really good. Obviously, the 16 first touch. These are kind of standout attributes for someone like Eric Cantona. Now, if we go into his information, you can kind of see here, I've said he wants to, his short-term plan is that he wants to break into the first team, and his aims are to be a first-team player. But what I have done is I've put his favourite clubs as Marseille and Manchester United. So I'm hoping these are potential things that basically stop Eric Cantona joining PSG, because that does happen a decent amount in these particular simulations. So what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to jump forward 5, 10, 15, and 20 years into the future to see how Eric is getting on. See if he's still playing his trade in France or if he takes his talents elsewhere. Let's jump forward those first 5 years and see how he's doing. So guys, age 20, Eric Cantona is now the number 7 at Napoli. Now he's made the switch from France over to Italy, and he looks like he's done pretty darn well. Obviously, he's got 33 caps and 37 goals for the French under-21 side. Now, obviously, he is trying to break into a team which is stacked full of superstars at the full French international level. But I think he's done an okay job at under 21 level to get to kind of stake a claim. Over a goal a game is nothing to be sniffed at. He's still listed as a wonder kid. He's got that resilient personality now. He's not really knocks the ball past opponent, and I don't know if that was Eric Cantona's vibe. But they've started to retrain him at Napoli as a central attacking midfielder. Now, in terms of some of his attributes, he has developed a little amount. So let's have a look and see over the course of his career how he's done in those 5 years. So just the first year, just 1 year in France actually, where he didn't actually play any games in Ligue 2, and then straight over to Italy for £5.75 million. He's had a couple of games in Serie A in that first season, 6 games, 6 league matches, all substitute appearances there. Then up to 15, then up to 24, and then in that most recent season, as he turns 20 years of age, 32 appearances in the Serie A, 10 goals, 2 assists, sorry, and that average rating of 7. Now, he's obviously playing in Italy, so if we take a look at some of his milestones to see if he's won anything. So he got his first under-21 cap. He won the Europa League at Napoli right off the rip, and also the Coppa Italia, which is quite nice. He won the Olympic gold medal with the French under-23s in 2024, and then he's been runner-up in the PS5 Super Cup and the Coppa Italia. In terms of some of the other awards, he was the runner-up in the NXGN award. I think it was this one. Was it? Which one was it? It was the most recent season. So the most recent season, he comes behind this guy, Mamadou Diallo, on loan from Roma. But he is the runner-up, unfortunately, in the NXG. And the other one that he could win at this age is the Copa Trophy. But it looks like Spanish central midfielder Gavi has that one on lock. So in terms of his first 5 years, he's done okay. He's staying in the big leagues in terms of the top 5 European leagues, which is nice to see. Let's see how his next 5 years at Napoli progress. So age 25, Eric Cantona's moved again, and he is still the number 7, but a different club altogether. He is now a West Ham United player. He's playing in the Premier League for the Hammers. However, looking at his profile, he is currently asking to leave because he wants his initially agreed playing time, which is crazy to me. So he's obviously not getting what has been promised to him by West Ham. He is currently wanted by Marseille, which is obviously a club that he supports, so a logical step back to France from what I can see here. So let's have a look and see what happened in his career. Oh wow, okay, he's had a couple of different moves, to be honest. So we were last here in this season, were we? 25-26 with Napoli, where he scored the 10 goals. The following season then with Napoli, only the 7 goals in 22 games. And then he started the season at Napoli, just played the 2 games for Napoli, and then got bought by 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙈, where he played twice, scored 2 goals, got 7.4 after they bought him for £71 million. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. Not the most that we've seen in these remakes, but a lot for sure. So he's gone over to 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙈, and then they've just not really played him. That's a huge loss on one player from 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙒. Purchased for 71 million, sold to West Ham for 9.25, and he's already kicking up a fuss in the fact that he's not playing enough already. I guess he knows what he wants, age 25. He's got 2 caps and 1 goal for the full French national team, which is quite nice to see. And attribute-wise, he still does look pretty darn well-rounded. If we go into his history and go on to his milestones, let's see what competitions he's won. It looks like nothing else. So he got his first full cap for the France national team against the US, age 21, and he got his first goal against Japan, also age 2021, and he's been relegated from the Premier League to Division 1. So the most recent time's not going very well. Obviously, he's playing a decent amount for West Ham. He's not playing a decent amount for West Ham. Looking at his stats at the bottom of the screen, 1 sub appearance in the Europa League, 1 start, 5 sub appearances in the Prem, 2 starts, 2 subs in the Carabao Cup, and 3 starts in the Papa John's Trophy. It is not a competition that Eric Cantona should be playing in. We're going to skip forward 5 more years as he's going through the prime of his career, and if that move to Marseille happens, I think he could really recapture some of his form. 15 years into this career resimulation of Eric Cantona, it looks like he's gone to the club that he wanted to. He is now the number 7 at Marseille. Now, obviously, this is a club that Eric does support, so it's always an interesting one to see how these happen. Obviously, that move to West Ham happened, and West Ham even lost some money on him, selling him back to Marseille. But obviously, he's very much appreciated in France, because look at these single-digit appearance numbers until he hits France again. Then first season back in League 29 appearances and 18 goals and averaging a 7, and then it looks like he's gone on from strength to strength and is playing better and better for Marseille, and in that most recent season averaged a 7.15 average rating, which is not too shabby. 15 goals and just the 1 assist though. I'm intrigued to know where they're actually playing him. They are playing him as a striker. 33 appearances, 17 goals and 4 assists. And he's also got a couple of appearances there. Got a couple of appearances for the French national team now. 9 caps and 2 goals for that French national team. He is 30 years of age on 60k a week, which is definitely not the most impressive salary that we've seen on here. If we go into his milestones and stuff like that, take a look at some of his competitions and see how he's got on. So just the Europa Conference League runners-up medal during his time at Marseille, and then he was part of the France squad that came 3rd in the Nations League. In terms of some of his other awards, I assume he's not going to get anywhere near a Ballon d'Or and stuff like that, especially because he's not really played in those most recent seasons. If we go on the NXGM and let's go to Ballon d'Or, national teammate Kylian Mbappe wrapping this one up pretty darn convincingly. Okay, we've got one more stop for Eric Cantona on this remake. He is currently wanted by Inter, so maybe, just maybe, it could be a return to Italy. So it turns out that move to Italy did not materialize. We are here right now at the end of this simulation. Eric Cantona is 35 years of age. He is currently a Tottenham player, which is absolutely baffling to me. He's a Tottenham player, but he also does have a transfer arranged already. He is going back to join Monaco, aged 35. Now, he's got 37 caps and 15 goals for the French national team, so he really has started to integrate himself into that French national team. And in terms of that youth setup, 58 under-21 caps and 70 under-21 goals is absolutely ludicrous. So how did he leave Marseille and end up at Tottenham? That is what is piquing my curiosity. It looks like he's not actually played a huge amount for Spurs as well, so it's no real surprise that he's leaving at the end of his contract and heading back to France. So in terms of his career stats then, okay, so it looks like he had that other year in France, in Marseille, 15 goals for them, and then he's just left at the end of his contract. He's gone over to Barcelona for a year on a free transfer, over to Barcelona, 32 appearances for Barca, 14 goals, 3 assists, averaging a 7.26 in La Liga, and that prompts Tottenham to just throw cash at him, which is typical Tottenham in these, prompting Tottenham to spend £40.5 million on Cantona to bring him back to the Premier League to see if they could achieve what West Ham couldn't. In that first season though, 16 goals for him, 5 assists, 7.29 average rating, and then it just seems to have just completely dropped off. Whether or not Tottenham have replaced him with slightly different players, I don't know. But Eric, with all of his transfers, has gone for 135 million throughout the course of his career, and in terms of his league stats, has got 376 appearances, 163 goals, and 26 assists. And he's averaged over a 7 rating as well with a 7.13. But that move to Barcelona is really interesting. I wonder if he won some trophies whilst he was at Barcelona. Looks like he has done. So this is where we were last time. He has. Oh wow, he's picked up a couple of things then. So he is a La Liga champion. He won the league whilst at Barcelona. He also won the World Cup in that time with France, which is nice to see. They've also won the Nations League as a French international, Carabao Cup winners with Tottenham, Premier League 2 Division 1 champions. It's disgusting. Spurs have won the bloody Premier League, everybody. Tottenham have won the Prem with Eric Cantona in their team. They've won it back to back actually, which is sad. In my opinion, I don't like Tottenham winning. We know what we think about Tottenham on this channel. He's also won the 𝘼𝙗𝙤 𝙈𝙚 trophy. So this is probably the most eclectic selection of trophies that one person's ever won, from an Olympic gold medal to the 𝘼𝙗𝙤 𝙈𝙚 trophy with a World Cup sandwiched in between. This has been an interesting remake for sure. He definitely didn't seem to sit still. If we go onto his biography, we can have a look here. 10 winners' medals that he's collected during his career. He's won the World Cup, he's won the Olympic Games, he's also won the Europa League with Napoli, the Coppa Italia, the Copa del Rey with Barcelona, the Carabao Cup, the 𝘼𝙗𝙤 𝙈𝙚 trophy, the 𝘼𝙗𝙤 𝙈𝙚 trophy, a Nations League, a La Liga, and a Premier League. So he has gone on to do pretty good things in the course of his career. If we go on to his milestones and take a look at his awards, I assume he's not getting anywhere near the Ballon d'Or and stuff like that, so we're not going to have a look at that. But it looks like it's been an interesting career for Eric Cantona, dotting around here, there, and everywhere, and ultimately having a pretty good career throughout the course of it. If you like these sorts of player remakes, guys, check out the playlist popping up here, which will have all of the player remakes that we have done in the FM22 game cycle. And if you do want to suggest some, please do so down in the comments below.